This is Carrie Steller with MMA UK and in the Girls Corner, and I am here speaking with Levi Steedman. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. A lot's been going on since the last time we spoke,
Yeah.
and yeah, I want to talk about that. I know you have a huge fight coming up with Cage Warriors against Danielle Hutton. I
Yeah.
believe I pronounced that correct. How excited are you to one be fighting for one of the best promotions over there? How do you feel about that?
I think it's really good. I feel like I thrive on like big opportunities, and the most thing that I'm like the one thing that I'm really excited about is the cage, because like throughout the whole of my fights that I've done, I've always been in small cages, like the amateur size cages.
Yeah.
But this one's like the big professional, well, Cage Warriors cage, and that's what I'm really excited about. I think I'll definitely be able to use that to my advantage, and I'm just looking forward to it. Like, it's a massive show. I watch Cage Warriors all the time, and it's just, although it's not being filmed or aired, the people, the right people are there to impress. So that's a massive thing for me.
Absolutely. And Cage Warriors has, some of the best fighters. They have, obviously Jack Shore just went to UFC and had a huge performance. So it's not like, they're one of the smaller ones where you're not going to be seeing, your name's going to be seen, even though it might not be aired. But
Yeah,
I'm sure they're not doing any kind of live stream.
I don't think so. I think it's slightly changed, and they're not. I don't think they're actually video recording the fight, so I don't even know whether there's going to be footage of the fight. I have no idea. I've been told different things, so we'll soon find out. But either way, it's going to be really good anyway. I'm excited.
What I really love about them as a promotion is as a pro-am. So there's such
Yeah,
an opportunity for you guys to, win in advance, and then, go into the pro rankings. And like I said, there's fighters that go to the UFC. So, and Bellator, they're a really great organization.
yeah, yeah. They're really good. I mean, I think not pref- I wouldn't say I prefer Cage Warriors over any other promotion, but I think they've got more opportunities. They're linked with the UFC, and obviously every MMA fighter's dream is to be in the UFC, and it just shows you, like, when you win a Cage Warriors belt, it shows you you're legit, like you are good, and I think that's really good. Like, we need that in the UK, like in Europe, should I say? Like, we need that just so it shows the US, like, where we want to be, how good we actually are. So it's a great platform, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And you're about, I don't know, a little about 10 days out ish.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not this Saturday. It's next Saturday
Yeah. I just
that'll be
looked at my,
fighting.
yeah, you're 10 days out. How do you
10 days.
feel coming 10 days 10 days into it? You're about, I guess, finishing up your fight camp. You got weight cutting, and I'm sure I know you that you're feeling really on point at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I'm a little bit lighter than I usually am, but
Okay.
um, it's really good because I've got Beth Packman, who's my nutritionist. She's so good. Like, I'm lifting, a lot heavier than I used to be. I'm lifting guys in the gym like they're absolutely nothing. Like, my battery went off a little bit. I'm lifting guys in the gym like they're absolutely nothing. My wrestling's come on so much, and my striking's come on, and everything just seems to be like right place, right time. I think at the start of the year and like halfway through last year, IMAF fucked me up a little bit. I would say I'm not,
I
not
love you.
slating IMAF. I just don't think that my body, particularly like the whole setup. So the same day weigh in, the waiting around, there are a lot of excuses, but I think I've found a setup now with Beth and with my coaches, that I know how my body works and know how I can perform to my maximum potential. So everything's going really well. I've only recently just had a fight, so I won the Budo belt. So I was fresh out of that camp anyway.
Yeah.
And all I was basically doing for this fight is just carrying on, keeping the train going, basically just sharpening up. My speed's there, my power's there, like nothing's changed. It's just win, just win. I don't care how I win. I just want to win, and that's where I'm going from here now.
And that's a good, good turnaround for you. You just had that fight about a month ago ish.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
And that was a really great performance. You had a dominant win in the first
yeah.
round. Walk us through that.
Yeah, so I think it kind of gave me a little bit of a kick up the arse, really, because like the girl who was fighting, like, she was giving me a bit of shit on Instagram and Facebook, and I thought, I'm not bothered about that. Like, although I seen it and I was kind of thinking I should reply back, but then I thought, no, actually, I'm going to use it as fuel. Like, I'm going to use it as this person, you know, is trying to say that they're better than me, that they can do this, they can do that. But I thought, no, like, I'm taking this opportunity to show you, like, what level that I'm at, because, like I said, after the last loss from when I was in Rome, something was wrong. Like, I know something was wrong. Like, my body didn't feel right, and I didn't perform. It happened again. Sorry, my battery's going to die, so I'm going to have to plug it in a minute.
Fine.
And I basically just thought I need to change something, or I need to do something drastic. So nothing's really changed that much. I'm just thinking about my training a little bit more. So I think before Rome, I was training for training's sake. Like, I was just training because I had to train.
Yeah.
Now I train with like a purpose. I train with, right, today I'm going to work my takedowns. I'm going to work such and such thing. I'm going to work not getting hit as much. I think, you know, certain things that I went wrong in fights, I've changed it around, because I think I've had a few losses where if I just was a little bit smarter, I would have won. And now I don't want that to happen anymore. Like, I'm being smart. Like, it kind of hit me. I was laying in bed and I was like, shit, this is my career. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, I can't go, oh, next week I'll work on that. No, I'm going to work on it this week.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, this is what I want to live off. You know, I want to do this, you know, for as long as possible. I don't want to keep doing a part-time job and just going to the gym and having a fight in a few weeks' time. Like, I want to go as far as I possibly can do. So can go, should I say. So yeah, everything seems to be on the right track. My mind's in the right place. Everything seems to be going pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say so. And honestly, at the end of the day, after the IMMAF stuff, you know, it's you tested yourself. So
Yeah.
there's no loss in that. You know what I mean? You went to Rome to do it, which is huge. Not many people can say that. And at the end of the day, it's going to make you a better fighter and a better person. So
Yeah.
what was that like? Because we spoke before you went.
Yeah, it was really good. It was bizarre because we was in like these little caravan type things and mosquitoes everywhere. It was boiling hot, like really hot. And it was a great experience, don't get me wrong, like it was really good. It was so fun. Like, we just had so many laughs, and it was like I can say now, like, I've been to Bahrain and I've been to Rome, to fight, and it's a great experience. Um, but I think it's just suited for certain fighters. It's a certain type of setup that would suit certain people. It just doesn't suit me. There's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely brilliant. Like, Mohamed Mokayev is doing absolutely brilliant. Like, what is he, like 18-0 now? And it's working perfect for him, just not working well for me. But it was great. Like, I don't regret it. I had to just dig really deep. Like, I had to use my grit. I got caught in a triangle in the first round, I think, and got out of that, and then got elbowed a few times in the head. All sorts of things were going wrong, but I just thought, no, there's no way I'm giving up. Like, I couldn't feel my arms. Like, so many things was going wrong, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? But I'm so glad. Like, I just finished the fight, and it was great, and I'm very happy still that I've done it, regardless of what happened, regardless of whether I lost, won, drew, whatever. I am happy that I've done it, and I would advise all the amateurs to go and do it once at least. It's a great experience, definitely.
Well, I think that and the style that it's set up in, it's tournament style, correct? Where you don't
Yeah.
know your opponent, you're just getting, thrown out there. And, I think that's huge because, at the end of the day, you're not always going to have, what if your opponent doesn't make weight and, you don't want to fight them and they get you somebody else really quick. Like, you want to be prepared to fight that other person too when that happens.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's why the whole process of it is really good for a fighter, I think, because like you say, that last minute dropouts and you don't know who you're fighting. It's kind of, you've got to rely on who you are as a fighter, because you can't go, right, this person's a striker, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, or this person's a wrestler, I'm gonna use my jab and keep at a distance. It's just, you've got to, as soon as you step in there, you've got to react to whatever's in front of you, and you should appreciate what you've gone through with your coach. You've prepared for that moment. So it's a really good test of will, skill, grit, everything. It's a good process, but now I know where I want to go from here, which is not IMAF, but I want a few more fights, and eventually I do want to go pro, obviously, but I want to get as much experience as I possibly can, And then nothing will phase me then in pro. I don't want to. There's a lot of people who take like 4 fights at amateur and go pro, and then they might have like a 3-fight win streak at pro and then get beat and then get beat again. And you think, yeah, probably because you've not experienced that type of fighter before, or that type of pressure, or that heat before. That makes a massive difference. So I'm coming fully prepared.
No, I think it's really important to be able to fight out of your comfort zone, to do anything out of your comfort zone, and challenge yourself. And it's important because last night I played in a competitive pool league, and I played against a girl that's she's better than me, and I'm getting there. So it's not like oh, she's better and I'll never reach that level. No, I'm going up to that level. I'm close. I'm nipping at her toes, and I beat her, and I beat her. That my coach goes, just go out there and play smart, and I did, and that was the reason why I won, because I played really smart, and I beat somebody that was considerably better than me. But at the end of the day, if I had questioned myself and not gone out there and played smart, or played my best, or even what if I said, well, I'm never gonna win, and there's no way, and just like defeated myself before I went in. It's the same thing as a fight. Like a fighter, you gotta you can't defeat yourself before you get in there, so you got to be able to test yourself at some point.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's why you need these challenges. There's a lot of people who have like 10 amateur fights against people who are not good, and they know they're a level above, and they get this amazing record. And I think you're not doing anything. You're not giving yourself any favors. Yeah. Like, I want to take the good fights, the hard fights, and know that even if, like, say I lose, I think, actually, you know what, I'm the one that's took that fight. Like, no other person was taking it. Or if I win, they've brought the best out of me. And that's what I think is, that's why I like challenges, because they bring the best out in you. And when you beat them, like, you can feel happy about beating them, because they've not just rolled over and played dead, like some people do, mostly the men's. Yeah. But that's what I think about it anyway.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I look at it all the time. Like, if you're going to be given handed fights, that and your coaches know that person isn't on your level. Well, I mean, honestly, in my personal opinion, where's the honor and dishonor? You're not challenging yourself, and it's not going to do anything, because I'm not going to sit here and call names out, and I'm, as much as I like to talk shit, I'm classy, but I'm not going to do that. But you see it all the time, is you see people get handed fights, and then when they get from amateurs to a regional, or even amateurs to Bellator or whatever, it doesn't translate, and they don't do as well. And it's like, well, jumping to pro too fast isn't going to do you any good.
Exactly.
Taking soup can's not going to do you any good. And at the end of the day, you should have enough people surrounding you that you go, don't do it. Like, I have friends that I feel fight way too much, and I'll tell them, I'm like, maybe you should wait a go. And I get it, though. You're a fighter. You're going to want to freaking fight. I get it. But you know what I mean? Like, give your body a break. If you take 2 close ones, give yourself a break, But again, it's just really a matter of what you're capable of.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I've got another fight after this one coming up next week, but because of the last fight, like how quick it ended, and I wasn't injured.
You didn't take any damage.
So I thought this fight is kind of, I feel like this fight was the one I was preparing for. I already knew that I was going to fight this girl. Awesome. And so I was kind of like just putting it in the back of my mind, thinking, win the title, then, fight this person. But in the back of my mind still, I was thinking, I'm also preparing for this girl. I believe she's undefeated, but that's great. Okay, yeah. Like that, I'm not bothered about that. Like I say, it depends who you fight, and who you've got those wins against.
Absolutely.
And also, like, now I'm just not scared of anybody. like on fight day, because I was thinking to myself, like, if you get scared, well, some people obviously get nervous, but if you're worried and you don't want to be there, don't do it. Absolutely. Whereas when I'm in, like, my coach had to tell me to sit down on fight day. Like, I came in, I blasted through the doors of the sports hall where we was fighting, and I was just giddy. Everybody was like getting the hands wrapped, and I was just jumping around everywhere. I was just excited, and he was like, right, you're fighting very late, you need to calm down. And then I just sat there and I was like, okay, I probably do need to calm down a bit, but I'm just excited. Like, this is what I want to do. There's nothing better in the world, I think, than winning. And especially like in front of, so many people, it's the best feeling in the world. And it's so addictive, and that's all I'm looking for now. Is I don't care how I win, like I said before, I just want to win. Like, I don't give a shit. I just want to win.
And
Yeah.
it's true, and that not only says that you're a fighter, you're a competitor, and a competitor is always going to want to compete. It doesn't matter what it is, where it is, who it is. And you know what? It doesn't matter. I said it last night. I'm like, whatever. I freaking win the game. I know she got a game or two on me, but who cares? I won. W the W. I took that win home. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So at the end
exactly.
of the day, that should be your end game. And there is no better feeling than getting a win, and especially getting a win on someone that everybody thought that you were going to lose against, or someone
Yeah.
that already beat you. Like, I love that shit. I'm like, ooh, redemption.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. That's the best thing, I think, is when people think, oh, they're not going to do it, and then
Yeah.
you pull it out the bag, and I was like, yes, because I'd done that. I had a fight in Wolverhampton against a girl called Sophie Luxton, who was a really good competitor, and
I know.
I think a
Yeah,
lot of people,
Sophie's on my social
yeah,
media because I'm one of them. I've seen her.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she's a really good fighter, and that's why like that win was really good for me.
Yep.
But she had a lot of people with her, like you could hear like the roar of the crowd. I had 4 people with me,
I
four or
love
three.
it. You're so cute. I have four
Yeah, it
people,
was.
but those four people stood tall.
There was 4 people with me, and
They were
the
strong.
whole of the back of that, yeah, they were strong. I could hear them.
You little
The whole of
beast.
the back of the
I love you.
the back
I
of the
love you.
place was like roaring for Sophie. And
Yeah.
when I won, like the silence, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's great. And that's no disrespect to Sophie. It was a really good
No.
fight, but that win, it's perfect. When you silence people that think you're going to lose, it's just
Yeah,
amazing.
it
And
is.
that's why this fight's going to be so good, because she's 4-0. She's not been beat before. She used to fight at the weight class above. I don't care.
I love
If
you.
you if
I
you're
love
fight,
you. I love you. You gotta have that attitude. You have to.
yeah. I
You
mean, if
have
you know
to.
if you're fighting at the weight class above and you're coming down, like that's a weight cut for you. I
Absolutely. A
cut
big
weight, but
weight cut.
I cut weight, but I cut weight very well.
Yeah.
And I'm quite lean most of the time, but I feel like I'm definitely more strong than I was 4 fights ago, 3 fights ago even. So I'm really confident in everything, to be honest. Like I sound like I'm just trying to show off, but I'm just really confident in my preparation, and everything my coach has got me to do. I'm just so excited for it. I'm just excited to go out there and just show people that, like I said, like my other losses don't mean anything. Decision losses, I don't really care. I'm there just to fight, and everybody likes it when I fight. I try
Yeah.
and do a little bit different. I try and get the big slams and get the big the hard shots in there and the kicks. Be a bit flashy, because that's what it's all about, I suppose, as well. Is you've got to put a little bit of a show on as
Absolutely.
well.
People want to see people do want to be entertained. And it's really like when you mentioned that hold on, I'm gonna have to cut that part out because I just totally blanked out right there. No, it was I had such a good point on what you were saying with the what we go back to what you were just saying. Uh
I think I've just I've
yeah,
blanked
because I
out
was
now as
trying
well.
to remember, and it was so funny because I was trying to keep up with the last thing that you said. Shit,
Oh
I'll
no.
remember and I'll get back to it. I will. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut that little bit out. But
Yeah.
you know, there's to me there we go, there it is. Something to be said for when you look at your last year, right? I look at your whole year and I say, okay, well, you've been training constantly. You constantly train, and you're training a lot to fight because you're in fight camp a lot. So I
Yeah.
can't see you not one being lean and on point, and two not having been gotten stronger and better. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
haven't left fight camp, in my personal opinion, and that's
Yeah.
awesome. So to me, if you haven't gotten stronger,
Yeah, that's it. And it's just like I say, like I'm constantly in the gym, forever trying to improve. And I think sometimes like you train and you train and you train, and you've got to switch something up. Like one of my training partners, Abdul Chowdhury, like he just said, you need to start asking why. Like you need to start asking, why am I doing that, or why am I getting hit, or why am I getting taken down in this position? And then you start thinking, like you start building your MMA IQ, and then you start
yeah,
sparring properly. Like one of the lads in the gym said, your hands have got so much better. Like I can't judge when you're going to punch me now. Like I used to be able to see it a little bit. He said, but now I can't. And like that's because I've gone to the root cause of getting hit. And
hmm
that's the good stuff. Like that's what training partners are for as well. Is to tell you where you're doing good as well, or tell you like, shit, you give me a bit of a hard time, then
yeah,
like you're doing something well. And it's the same with me. Like I'll tell my training partners, I'll go, that was really good. You I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that, and that's what you need to. I think that's what you need to get out of your training is something at the end of it, not just a sweat.
Yeah. And that's important.
So
That's important also, like not just to be told all the stuff that you're doing wrong, but like you said, to be recognized for the stuff that you've gotten better in or you're doing right in. Because at the end of the day, we could be told what we're doing wrong so much, but it's always nice to hear, hey, you know what? You got really good at that. Like you got me right there. Like who doesn't want to hear that? And that's really that says a lot about your training partners.
yeah, that's true. I mean, like in our gym, we don't focus loads on like what we're doing well because we should be doing it well. Like we should have good fundamentals, and we do focus on a lot of how we make things better. But when the praise is due, you get it. Like you get told that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's how it should be. Because we're MMA fighters. We don't need cuddling. We don't need
No,
to say, "Oh, you've done really
no,
well
but to
today."
hear
But
like, hey, you know what? You fucking got me there. That was good. Who
yeah,
who doesn't want to hear that?
yeah, it's great. I think that's how training partner should be, definitely.
Absolutely, because
But
we
yeah,
do hear enough, all the stuff that we need to get better at, and all the stuff that you need to
yeah,
critique, and to become a better fighter. So, but yeah, to hear that is definitely awesome, and that I think, like I said, speaks loads to where you train, who you train with, and your work ethic in general. And on
yeah,
such a young woman, that's really incredible.
yeah. It is good to hear that. I mean, I bet some of the guys in that class hate me because like I'll train in the morning with the fight team and where I expect to get beat up, and then in the evening I train as well. And there's some guys who haven't fought yet or are still amateurs and they've not don't come to the morning team, and like I think they put it on me a little bit now. Like it's all like the teenage lads who think, "Oh fuck this girl again!" Like I'm not getting taken down, and that's really good. Like they're really good training partners for women. Is the guys who are like 18, full of testosterone, like don't hold back. They obviously don't want to look stupid in training, so they put it on you. And I can't thank them enough actually because they give you the right kind of pressure for
Oh yeah.
amateur female MMA anyway. Like a little bit crazy, a little bit
Mhm.
aggressive, and so that's why can't fault those guys either. So I've got to give them a shout out because they keep me on my toes as well. So yeah, bring the sassiness out of me, as my coach would say. Make me spar sassy.
I like that. I like that. And I always like to talk about, and I do. I always like to bring it up because I hear so many friends of mine that have kids that always get so every time I like bring up, I wouldn't want my kids to fight, and I'm like, but why not? I'm like, I have plenty of friends of mine that are really pretty, that have beautiful teeth, that have but their noses are gorgeous, that don't look like they've gotten it. And they're like, I don't know. And then like I see someone like you, and I'm like, that's why I love sharing all you guys' stuff too, to show like, look, fighters are like everybody else. I mean, you guys just happen to do, extraordinary things, in your fights and pretty much in your daily lives. And that just takes a special kind
Yeah,
of human to be able to train. And it does. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. You guys train your asses off again because I know it. I see it daily. I've, all my friends and colleagues are fighters. So I know what goes into it. But
yeah,
regular people, they don't. And when I was
yeah,
telling them about like the Women to Warrior program and telling my friends, they're like, wait a second. So you would have to get up. I'm like, so wait, you can't. My one friend, I'm like, you can't fathom getting up early to better yourself. And like, so what? It's an hour. An hour out of your day for 5 days a week is not a lot. Like,
yeah. There's not a
throw
lot
this
at
out
all.
there. That's nothing in the aspect of a fighter's life that they're pretty much training 7 days a week, right?
Yeah, yeah. Every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I find it hard. Like I get really confused when people say like they don't want the kids to fight or they don't want girls to fight because
Stupid.
it's stupid because I see it in a different way. Like I don't just see it as like competitive. I see it as it's like a life skill now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a shit world now. Like it's
Right.
not how it used to be,
Yeah.
and I hate knowing that girls, like some girls, not all girls, because obviously some girls can fully stick up for themselves and
Yeah.
they've got the skills, and but when I see a girl who's completely like vulnerable,
Yeah.
and I just think, oh my god, like you're missing out so much. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
need to know because you never know when you're going to need it. Like you could be walking down the street, you could be getting in a taxi, you could be
Anywhere.
doing anything, and
Anywhere.
it's a life skill now. And I'm trying to get so many people to come into, like I do a Brazilian jiu-jitsu class for women, and it's like the
If
numbers
I
dip
was
in
over
and
there,
out.
I'd be there with you.
Like it's really good as well. It's not just like self-defense based, it's real jiu-jitsu, but obviously with a slight
Self-esteem. There's a
self
million and things that
yeah,
you could get out of it, and I am an
there's so
advocate
many
for it
different
too.
things. Yeah, and I just think they need to do it. It's like, even just give it a go, just try it, because a lot of people go, oh, bodily contact, I don't want to touch them and all this crap, and or they don't want to, yeah, like thinking about choking each other, and it's like, just try it, because when you kind of, it gives you a sense of power, I believe. So like you come into a class and you've not done it before, and next minute you're getting showed how to choke someone unconscious in about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
that's
that person
some good,
can also choke you unconscious. It's humbling, actually, because it's like, all right, well, now I got to know how to efficiently do that and be able to execute it if I need it. Now, it's funny because I'm throwing a huge, I'll tag you, I'm going to get the flyer done, but I'm throwing a really big pool tournament, and it's a doubles pool tournament, but I'm matchmaking the team of a pro pool player and a fighter, whether they be pro or, big up and coming, whatever. We have huge names in both worlds right now. And for me, what I'm trying to do, because I feel like, what made you do MMA and pool? I'm like, well, look, at the end of the day, back when I say like 15 years ago, I would turn on the TV and I would see pool on ESPN. It was wild. Like, you guys have from over there, the Duchess of Doom, Alison Fisher. She's one of my favorite pool players ever, and I think she's from England. I could be wrong. There's so many amazing pool players that it's not on TV anymore. People don't even really know about it. And these, like, you got some beautiful girls, the guys are badass, and nobody knows about it, right? And also it's looked at like a derelict scheme. And then you got fighters who are looked at like thugs, and they're looked at like, I don't know. They're not looked at like, they're not humanized, because you guys are looked at like, like, oh, look, you go and kill somebody. You know what I mean? And you can, respectfully so. But I want the world to see that fighters are regular people too. You know what I mean? So both these industries, to me, could use a really big light shown on both of them, in the aspect of that, like, look, a fighter that doesn't know what they're doing can still humble themselves to learn something new. Because, hey, if you're coachable, you can learn anything. You know?
Definitely, exactly.
And maybe get some pool players into fighting, and maybe get some fighters into playing pool.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's true. Like, I feel like that. Like, I just like being taught something new. So it doesn't matter what it is. Like, growing up, like, I was always doing different sports and just wanted to get good at everything. And like you say, once you're coachable, you can learn anything. And it's true. Like, people need to understand that. And also, when you're saying about MMA fighters being looked at as thugs, it's different now. Like, when you say, "Oh, I do MMA," and then they go, "What's that?" and you have to say, like, "Oh, cage fighting."
Yeah.
And then it kind of dims it a little bit, and you've got to understand, like, it's martial, mixed martial arts. It's an art. It's not. It used to be a little bit fuggy, like, like the bald, the bald muscular guys, and but now it's all changed, and it's it's becoming rapidly growing anyway, especially in the UK. So we're onwards and upwards with that. So the future's bright, definitely.
The future is very bright. And Levi, I wanted to thank you so much for taking your time to speak to me today about your upcoming fight at Cage Warriors 109 against Danielle Hutton. And we look so forward to seeing you get your hand raised in that cage, because that's what's going to happen, girl. And I know that I was just talking to Katie Hunter, and we want to get you on the MMA UK ladies show. So I'm going to find out, let me know what day works for you in the evening, obviously around this time, because that's usually when that works for them. And the night before your fight, and I'll tell them, and hopefully we can link it up and get you on the lady show.
Yeah, definitely. What's that? Again, yeah. Yeah,
all
definitely.
Right,
sounds good.
Oh, anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors? Anybody right now? The floor is yours.
Yeah, obviously, as always, thank my head coach Matt Inman, all my training partners at SBG Manchester, Beth Packman, who does my nutrition, everybody really, all my sponsors know. I've got a few now. I'm making it. I'm balling now. So,
you are.
But yeah,
look at you. We love it.
I'm getting there. We're on the right track. So, thank you everybody who's helped me so far. Anyway, appreciate it.
And where can everybody find you on social media?
So at Steed MMA on Instagram, and just Levi Steedman on Facebook.
Levi, I'm going to tag you in everything. And again, thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me. And
no problem.
Hopefully get somebody to video that fight for us so we can watch it. Because I'll tell them to do it live. I want to watch it.
I'll do that. No problem.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, Levi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kerry. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.